Then idiots fucking bobbing their heads to it like seals. Yeah, you saying some real shit. That's even worse, right? This is why, okay? The bigger the crowd, the dumber the crowd. Most niggas hop up here and talk about a whole, especially if you're claiming FBA, which is only existed for 5 years, you're an idiot. You're the agent, okay? This is some shit that a fucking comedian, a pimp, a player, a documentary producer made up. That was not even the original thought process or the original thing. It was a knockoff of something else, okay? Because
yeah, I mean, in regards to what he was saying on that specific show, I think it was a lot of his sentiments and critiques were valid, but I think that the overarching theme, it was contradictory because you can't be condemning quote unquote criminals within our community, but then championing the same governmental structure that does the same thing on a higher level. The United States government is the greatest, largest criminal enterprise in human history. The same mores and values that they have that makes them go over to Venezuela, try to destabilize their country for their resources, is the same modus operandi that thugs in the hood is using, trying to further their criminal enterprise. So it's definitely on a lower level, but they have the same moral compass and the same ethos. So I think it's just, if you're going to champion one thing and then condemn another, I think that that's just contradictory. And in terms of your sentiments in regards to, I would say, castigating something, you're going to have pushback because if it's not being perceived that it's coming from love, and if you're not putting that work in the community to actually alleviate the damages that's going on, then people are going to give you pushback towards that. But again, I do agree with your sentiment in regards to a lot of us are emotional and we don't like to give critiques. But and your critiques are valid for in a lot of the things you say. But if it's not coming out of a place of love and actually trying to create solutions and implementation of those solutions, people are not going to take you serious. And in regards to calling people agents as being a cop out, that's not true. A lot of our people are agents. We are socialized to be agents, whether that's directly or indirectly. And I'll yield the mic for somebody else.
Damn, Mr. Fantastic.
brother.
Man, there's some good points.
Hey, this is right on time, man. Shout out to everybody. Now, this last brother, just everything that's the poor understanding and concept of where two things are nothing like the other. Your neighborhood drug dealer or pimp, okay, that preys on its own people where no one benefits. It's nothing like the United States government and all other governments in the history of mankind that have conquered and took shit over for the good of the people. You're sitting in America right now because of the same fucking government principles that if Venezuela had the chance, they would do it to you. But again, very, very poor understanding of people that always want to talk about the streets and big up the streets. The streets don't benefit nobody, okay? They might do a turkey drive around fucking the holidays. They might give a bike away or a fucking book bag, but I guess the book bag is worth your mama sucking dick around the corner for some rock, okay? I guess that's even versus your American dollar that is the most powerful fucking currency on the planet. I guess that's equivalent. But hey, let's get away from that. Shout out to Lee. Now again, I'm not with Lee calling niggas monkeys, brother. Chill out. God damn. But and then I'm not with fucking Strada talking about drag niggas in the back and kill them over their words and their opinion, right? I call this shit on both sides because can't nobody whoop me. You feel me? And there's no disrespect to nobody, but that's why I say what the fuck I want to say when I want to say it, right? So this thing, and then idiots fucking bobbing their heads to it like seals. Yeah, you saying some real shit. That's even worse, right? This is why, okay? The bigger the crowd, the dumber the crowd. Most niggas hop up here and talk about a whole, especially if you're claiming FBA, which has only existed for 5 years, you're an idiot. You're the agent, okay? This is some shit that a fucking comedian, a pimp, a player, a documentary producer made up. That was not even the original thought process or the original thing. It was a knockoff of something else, okay? Because he couldn't overtake it. And now everybody FBA this, FBA. Bro, you a fucking clown. You're a clown now. You fucking, how you 40 years old claiming some shit that's 5? Okay? But again, none of y'all can fucking step in this shit with me because I did it for real. How many of you niggas up here that ever took $100, $500, $1,000 out of your pocket and gave it to a black cause or a black person or whatever, you've never done it. Shut the up. Shut up. You niggas ain't helping nobody. You get up here doing worse because all you doing is up here bloviating and talking shit and this and that, and you ain't never did shit your damn self. All right? You ain't helped nobody. And then you keep perpetuating the same stupid bullshit of this fucking secret nigga code. No, it is a problem. Okay? So should black women just keep on fucking aborting babies? How they been aborting babies for the last fucking 30 years? And you're Asian because you say something about that? Things add up over time. We have a criminality issue. To Strada's point, Strada, you're right. It's a very, very small percentage, brother, but we can cut that percentage down. We need to cut that percentage down. We need to change the motherfucking culture of the black neighborhood where niggas feel safe. It's not safe no more. Kids can't go outside and play. Like he said, I'm in Jacksonville. My son don't. That's one reason. What, Dad, I want dreads. Hell no. Not getting no motherfucking dreads in Florida. These little dumb niggas don't care. And then after you gone, now what? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, bro, to where if you don't say it the right way, if you know white supremacy and all that, now you an agent. Bro, that's the weakest shit ever in my life. People, you get forward by disagreements. Now it's fucking, I don't know what Lee's fucking purposes is, but you niggas done call me a agent. Okay? I'm an agent. I'm the resident agent around this motherfucker. And I know for a fact I'm more pro-black than you, and I hate you niggas. Okay? Almost. Okay? You niggas ain't did shit. You ain't spent no money. You ain't helped raise no fucking kids that's about shit. You ain't did nothing. All you do is get your ass on here and criticize the people that dares to say the shit that needs to be fucking said to make us better. Y'all, the black man, you can do better. You can do better. The black man can do better. You need to make more money. You need to do this. You need to mentor the kids. But the street niggas will need to stop being street niggas. The upstanding niggas and 90% need to just do better and fix it and figure it out and lead and all this other stupid shit. But the street niggas, let's not talk about them. That's cooning. That's an agent. It's a small percentage. Yeah, it's a small fucking percentage, but it makes the large look bad and it endangers the large. The most dangerous thing to a nigga is another nigga, not no white man. That's facts. That's not my opinion. There's no way that we should be leading in homicides. I know it's a small percentage, but it's a percentage that we can bring down. It's a percentage that is something we never need to be like, hey man, we need to stop talking about niggas killing niggas. No, bro, what are we saying here? If a part of being a man is leadership, and a part of leadership is saying the shit that people scared to say, and saying the shit that people motherfucking don't want to hear. I am not here for your feelings. I am not here to make you feel good. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I don't care about none of that shit. I actually want to see us get better. You don't get better by coaching a motherfucker on the shit he's already good at. You get better by coaching him with the shit where he sucks. Okay? All right? Getting people to work on the shit where they lack is how you improve a person. Not just keep telling, oh, you're doing good. You're doing great. You're doing this. No, bro. And again, we too grown to be motherfucking doing this shit, bro. You too grown. All right? Listen, if you're purposely here to undermine black people's progress for the sake of anything other than that, the white folks or whatever, so on and so forth, hey, I'm with you. Put the agent label on a nigga all day. But what happens is, as soon as you disagree with the crowd, you're an agent. You a coon. All right? That's me, man. That's all I got. But it's on Tengu.
Yeah, I would like to respond to what because he directly addressed my sentiments. I never tried to say that their effectiveness is one-to-one to the U.S. government. I'm saying the same society that they were formulated in created the social framework and their mores and their motivation to really practice just wants in capitalism. Any person that's a criminal is conducting a criminal activity and means to gain resources. No, they're not doing it in an effective means. And I'm not trying to justify what they're doing, but to try to diametrically oppose their motivations to the United States government, that's just not accurate, because the United States government's motivations are the same as theirs. The United States government is trying to acquire resources by any means necessary to benefit whoever they deem fit that's within their group. And if there's casualties, there will be casualties. It's the same as anybody that's in the streets. So yeah, I mean, that point can't be argued.
It can't be arguing. You just argued it for me. I'm gonna say it again. You just said it. Tell me who the people in the streets are helping in the black community outside of themselves. You have to tell me consistently. United States government, literally you included, all Americans benefit from the United States government. Okay, you know what you ain't never had to worry about? You ain't never had to worry about a mortar round, any type of motherfucking attack, or none of that shit on your soil. Why? Because you're protected by the same government you're complaining about. Again, you guys, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully, brother. You don't understand it, so this is why you try to simplify something that is extremely complex to street level. It just don't match, bro. They should never be in the same. Okay, and it's not just a capitalistic thing, because I can tell you what, China. There's crime in China. China is a communist country, is it not? There are plenty of
No,
communist
it's not.
criminality is criminality across the board. So now you're trying to say, oh, because of they're trying to capitalism, brother. It's a lot easier to motherfucker make $1 million on a smartphone than it is to make on a corner nowadays. So again, your point is moot, brother. Just let's stop trying to protect the streets. That's the biggest coon shit of all.
It's not. It's no way in defending their behavior. I'm castigating both entities, but it's not like for like. You saying it doesn't benefit anybody else directly? It does. Anybody that's within their quote unquote group or any group that they associate with is going to benefit from it. Their families directly benefit from it. Now, ultimately, they don't have the effectiveness as a government. No. But a lot of these criminal organizations and criminal entities have the same structure as governments. And I'm not saying that it's, again, not effective. It's not effective and it's not good for our communities. But to then try to castigate them and then champion the United States that has the same ethics ultimately as them, I mean, it's just hypocritical.
It's not hypocritical, brother. I'm gonna say this for the last time. We can move on to the next person. Again, it's called a ruling class mentality. This has been done by Genghis Khan. This was done by Julius Caesar. This was done by Alexander the Great. You are for your people, and what happens is, what I can say that you can't say is that America does way more good than it does bad, not just for its own people, but for the world. So you shaking your head, so that just let me know, brother. Again, you're just not on the level. You really have a low comprehension of what is really going on, and that's not a bad thing. But you have a very great vocabulary, brother. So I would say, and outside of just vocabulary words, go do some history, right? And then do economics and do these different things to see how systems and things really work. And then come back and we can have a better conversation.
But I can provide primary sources right now that will counter your narrative of all you would have to substantively substantiate what you're saying. I can provide primary source that's good substantiate what I'm saying right now. All of the multiple myriad of governments that they've destabilized, and the effect that it's had on their countries vastly outweighs the positive that it's brought to them. The world has benefited America more than America has benefited the world. You can't argue that, and we can provide the primary sources. Let me hold up.
Well, me and you, we got other people that want to get in, brother.
So let me say this, right? I was agreeing with Tenga, right? Because the principalities that are being applied when they're doing things in the hood and when the government operates in a particular way, the principle and how things are conducted are seemingly the same. However, Mr. Fantastic, when you said there's more good than bad, that's where the dichotomy would come in for me. But then Tenga is disagreeing that they've done more bad than good because the drug dealer, right, thinks he doing good for his family, and then he'll hand out turkeys every so-called Thanksgiving, But the good outweigh the bad argument is what we would need to clear before we can say yeah or nay in terms of how relatable the two concepts are.
And that in order to substantiate my claim, I would provide countless historical occurrences where the United States has destabilized people's government, and the economic drawbacks that it's had has definitely outweighed any economic aid that they've given out. It's the colonialistic model. The Great Britain is the same. I don't even want to say great. The United Kingdom is the same way. All imperialist nations are taking out more than they bring to a nation. France the same way. It's all the same thing. But they push this propaganda that they're civilizing the world in order to justify it for the average citizen. So I mean, if we can go source for source. I do this. Like history is my main expertise.
Let me ask. Let me just ask. Right, the drug dealer in the neighborhood. Right, I know we just pigeonhole into that just so to be clear and concise. Is a net negative from his actions, right?
Clearly.
So even though his people may eat good and he may hand out turkeys, it's a net negative, correct?
Not even close. Clearly.
The government, the United States government, how it's moved, right? And you have to consider the history. Mr. Fantastic, you're saying it's a net negative, net positive globally.
Clearly.
And Tenga, you saying net negative globally?
Yeah, there's no way you could argue that. As far as you could say, as far as the impact for the citizens of the United States that benefit off of it, yeah, I wouldn't have no drawback towards that. But if you're talking about the countries that it benefits from, no, there's no substantive argument that you can make towards that. There's no way you could prove that.
Yeah, it is. It's very easy for me to prove it. Again, like I said, the reserve currency of the world is United States dollar, right? And then a lot of these places, especially talking third world countries and things that we see that we complain about. Remember, people just complaining about, oh, well, y'all can give niggas reparations, but y'all give billions of dollars to countries away every year, right? So the amount of money that America sends out every year, bro, for these places to actually have things, to build schools, to build roads, to improve their infrastructure, to give them technology they never would have been able to do without themselves because their own brother. You don't know why you're shaking your head, brother. You ask for proof. I'm giving you proof, brother. For they can't control, they can't trust their own government, right? They can't trust their own corrupt government. So United States has to step in and actually, protect them from their own people. Yeah, brother, it's been way more. And then first and foremost, like I said, now we got to just move it away from America and let's look at the broader scale of human existence and just all the systems. Communism has killed more people than any system in the history of what's name. America's never been a communist country, and it's always, rescued some people from communism. So we talk about bodies stacked from wars or whatever you want to claim, us on and so forth, brother. We billions away from catching up from China and Russia. That's what I'm saying, bro. So if you're gonna say you got the history, we got to include all the history.
Let him respond once, and then I want to ask a couple questions to kind of get us a little bit closer to the topic. Although this does interest me, I can't lie. That's why I'm kind of just listening. Go ahead, Tenga, and then I got a couple questions.
Yeah, his sentiments are run of the mill, just regurgitating propaganda. Again, substantially, you can't substantiate that claim. You just brought up with communism, and that has nothing. That's a non sequitur. What I'm saying in regards to what they've benefited in regards to their other economies, the dollar being a reserve currency, undercuts the other currencies. And when, like in Nigeria, for example, when Nigeria's currency was going up, the United States teamed up with the United Kingdom to undercut the currency. So they like if you look, you have to look at the World Trade Organization, all of these central banks. It's a global system. They're all coagulated together to destabilize these people's countries. So I mean, again, we can have this debate in depth where I can provide actually primary sources and you provide your primary sources, and that would be easy. So I'll use the mic to do.
We actually do pretty good one-on-one conversations here. I think the last time when we did, Mr. Fantastic, was it you and Tiff or you and Dusty?
It was Dusty. It was Dusty.
Okay. So
but me